Did you know there's a place in New York where castles rise out of the water? Over 1,800 ships are buried beneath the surface, and the U.S. Canada border literally cuts through someone's backyard? In the next few minutes, you're going to learn 30 facts about the Thousand Islands that will completely change the way you see this place. And most people have never even heard of them. Fact 30. There are actually 1,864 islands. Let's start with the name itself, because it's wrong. The Thousand Islands? There are actually 1,864 of them. Scattered across the St. Lawrence River between northern New York and southeastern Ontario, this region is bigger, stranger, and more complex than its name suggests. And here's the rule. To even count as one of the islands, a piece of land has to stay above water year-round and support at least 2 trees or shrubs. That's it, 2 trees. And there are still nearly 1,900 of them. We're already off to a wild start. Fact 29. The islands are the tops of an ancient mountain range. Here's where things get geological and genuinely mind-blowing. These islands are not random rocks sitting in a river. They are the exposed peaks of an ancient granite ridge called the Frontenac Arch, a mountain range so old it connects the Canadian Shield to the Adirondack Mountains. The St. Lawrence River cuts right through that ridge, and where the water meets the rock, you get the Thousand Islands. You're not looking at islands. You're looking at the tops of mountains that the river never fully swallowed. Fact 28. The region connects 2 massive geological worlds. That Frontenac Arch isn't just a cool geological footnote. It acts like a natural land bridge between 2 of the most ancient rock formations in North America, the Canadian Shield and the Adirondacks. Where those 2 worlds collide, you get a crossroads of Precambrian granite, river channels, wetlands, forests, and island ecosystems all stacked on top of each other. This is one of the most geologically unique river corridors on the continent, and most people drive past it on the way to somewhere else. Fact 27. Some islands are barely bigger than a house. Speaking of islands, some of them are almost impossibly small. The most famous example is Just Room Enough Island, which is exactly what it sounds like. It is only large enough for a small house, a single tree, and almost nothing else. No yard, no driveway, no room for anything extra. It is one of the most photographed spots in the entire region because it looks like something out of a cartoon. A tiny house on a tiny rock in the middle of a massive river. And yes, it is completely real. Fact 26. Boldt Castle was built as a love story. Now we get to the castles. And yes, there are actual castles here. Boldt Castle on Hart Island was commissioned by George C. Boldt, the millionaire proprietor of the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City. He wanted to build his wife Louise a Rhineland-style castle, right in the middle of the St. Lawrence River. Not near the river, not overlooking the river, in it, on an island shaped like a heart. This was one of the most ambitious romantic gestures in American Gilded Age history. Fact 25. Boldt Castle was abandoned before it was finished, and then tragedy hit. Construction began in 1900, and the castle was going to be extraordinary. But in 1904, Louise Boldt died suddenly. George Boldt was so devastated that he immediately stopped all construction, walked away from the project, and never returned to the island. The castle sat unfinished and abandoned for decades, slowly deteriorating in the middle of the river. It was eventually restored by the Thousand Islands Bridge Authority and is now one of the most visited sites in the region, but it carries that story with it everywhere. Fact 24. Boldt Castle has 120 rooms. Let's be clear about the scale of what George Boldt was building. This was not a summer cottage. Boldt Castle is a 6-story, 120-room structure with a yacht house, a powerhouse, a dovecote, and Italian gardens, all on a small island in the St. Lawrence River. It was designed to rival the great castles of Europe. The fact that it was abandoned mid-construction and still looks this impressive tells you everything about how serious Boldt was about this project. Fact 23. Singer Castle has secret passageways. Boldt Castle gets most of the attention, but Singer Castle on Dark Island might actually be the more interesting story. Built between 1900 and 1905 for Frederick Bourne, the 5th CEO of the Singer Sewing Machine Company. This castle has 28 rooms, a 5-story clock tower, a 4-story boathouse, and something Boldt Castle doesn't have: hidden passageways into almost every room and outbuilding. Secret doors, hidden corridors, a castle with built-in mystery on a river island in New York. Fact 22. Singer Castle is the only completed castle of its kind left on the river. Here's what makes Singer Castle historically unique. It is the only remaining castle on the river from the Gilded Age that was actually completed, fully furnished, and genuinely lived in. Boldt Castle was abandoned. Other estates fell apart. Singer Castle survived intact. That makes it a rare, almost perfectly preserved window into what life looked like for America's ultra-wealthy at the turn of the 20th century, hidden on a river island most people have never heard of. Fact 21. The Thousand Islands were a Gilded Age playground. Zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. The castles, the yacht houses, the private islands, the grand estates, all of it tells the same story. The Thousand Islands were the summer escape for America's Gilded Age elite. Industrialists, hotel magnates, sewing machine tycoons, they all came here. They built on islands. They raced yachts. They threw parties. For a brief, extraordinary period, this stretch of the St. Lawrence River was one of the most exclusive addresses in North America. Fact 20. Thousand Island dressing may have been born here. You've put it on a salad. You've dipped a sandwich in it. But did you know Thousand Island dressing is directly tied to this region? The exact origin is debated. One story credits Waldorf Astoria chef Oscar Chirky, who supposedly created it on George Boldt's yacht. Another credits a local innkeeper named Sophia Lalonde. The details are fuzzy, but the connection between the dressing and the region is permanent. Every bottle of Thousand Island dressing is, in some small way, a piece of this river's history. Fact 19. The St. Lawrence River was a military highway. Before the castles and the dressing and the summer estates, this river was a war zone. The St. Lawrence was the primary water route into the North American interior and the Great Lakes system, which made the Thousand Islands strategically critical during the French and Indian War and the War of 1812. Armies moved through here. Supply lines ran through here. Control of this river meant control of the continent's interior. The scenic beauty you see today sits on top of centuries of military history. Fact 18. The river holds more than 1,800 shipwrecks, and that military history left a mark. Underwater. The St. Lawrence River in the Thousand Islands region is the watery grave of more than 1,800 ships. Some wrecks date back to the War of 1812. Others are commercial vessels, steamboats, and barges that didn't survive the river's currents, weather, or the chaos of centuries of heavy traffic. The river you're looking at from a tour boat is sitting on top of one of the most dramatic underwater graveyards in North America. Fact 17. The water is clear enough for shipwreck diving. Here's the thing about those shipwrecks. You can actually see them. The Thousand Islands region is known for unusually clear water, with underwater visibility reaching up to about 70 feet in the right conditions. That clarity, combined with the sheer number of wrecks, has made this one of the most popular scuba diving destinations in the entire country. You can swim through the hull of a ship that sank during the War of 1812. That is not something you can do in many places on Earth. Fact 16. Researchers are digitally preserving shipwrecks. The preservation effort has gone digital. The St. Lawrence River Historical Foundation has been creating 3D models of Thousand Island shipwrecks, allowing researchers, historians, and the general public to explore historic wrecks virtually, without ever getting in the water. The river is becoming a digital underwater museum. Wrecks that have been sitting on the bottom for 200 years are now being documented in 3 dimensions so they can be studied and experienced forever. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Fact 15. The U.S. Canada border runs through the islands. Here's where the geography gets politically interesting. The Thousand Islands sit directly between New York and Ontario, which means the international border between the United States and Canada cuts right through the middle of the island chain. Some islands are American, some are Canadian. Boaters move through a region where the line between 2 countries is invisible, constantly shifting, and sometimes runs right between 2 islands that are only a few hundred feet apart. Fact 14. The world's shortest international bridge. Story is mostly a myth. You may have seen this one go viral. Zabucan Island has a tiny footbridge that countless posts claim is the world's shortest international bridge, connecting a Canadian island to an American one in just a few feet. The bridge is real. The story is not quite accurate. Fact-checkers have confirmed that the international border claim doesn't hold up the way it's usually presented. But here's the thing. The fact that this story spread so far and so fast tells you exactly how strange and believable the Thousand Islands geography actually is. Fact 13. Canada has a Thousand Islands National Park. On the Canadian side of the border, Thousand Islands National Park protects granite islands, rugged shorelines, secluded bays, and wooded trails along the St. Lawrence River. It is one of the best ways to experience the island landscape up close, by boat, by kayak, or on foot. The park preserves the ecological and geological character of the region while keeping it accessible to anyone willing to get out on the water. Fact 12. Thousand Islands National Park has more than 20 islands. The park itself includes several ecologically important mainland properties and more than 20 islands between Kingston and Brockville, Ontario. Much of the park experience is defined by water. Boating, paddling, island camping, and exploring shorelines that haven't changed much in centuries. It's a small park by Canadian standards, but it punches well above its weight in terms of what it protects and what it offers. Fact 11. It is one of Canada's smallest national parks, and that's the paradox. Thousand Islands National Park is tiny compared to the vast wilderness parks Canada is famous for. But it sits inside one of the most island-dense river corridors in North America. It's not about size, it's about concentration of geology, ecology, history, and landscape, packed into a relatively small stretch of river that most people overlook entirely. Fact 10. The region is a UNESCO Biosphere Area. The Frontenac Arch Biosphere Reserve has been recognized by UNESCO's Man and the Biosphere Program. That designation acknowledges the region's extraordinary natural and ecological values while recognizing that it is also a living, working landscape where people live, farm, boat, and build. It is not a wilderness preserve. It is a place where human life and ecological richness exist side by side, which is exactly what makes it so unusual. Fact 9. The biosphere has massive biodiversity. The numbers here are staggering. The Frontenac Arch Biosphere supports over 400 bird species and over 50 reptile and amphibian species. That level of biodiversity in a river corridor this size is extraordinary. The Thousand Islands are not just a scenic backdrop. They are a functioning ecological system of remarkable richness, sitting right on the border between two countries and two of the most ancient geological formations in North America. Fact 8. The Thousand Islands are a wildlife corridor. The reason for all that biodiversity comes back to the geology. Because the Frontenac Arch physically links the Canadian Shield and the Adirondacks, the Thousand Islands region functions as a natural wildlife corridor, a pathway for animals moving between two massive ecosystems. That's why the region feels so biologically alive despite being filled with cottages, boats, historic estates, and tourist traffic. The wildlife is using the same ancient land bridge the geology created millions of years ago. Fact 7. The islands have deep indigenous history. Long before any castle was built, long before any millionaire arrived by yacht, this river corridor was home to Algonquin, Mohawk, and Anishinaabe peoples. The Frontenac Arch region has a deep and layered indigenous history that stretches back thousands of years. The St. Lawrence River was not just a trade route or a military highway, it was a homeland. The Thousand Islands we talk about today are built on top of a much older human story that deserves to be part of the conversation. Fact 6. The river is the gateway from Lake Ontario to the Atlantic. Zoom all the way out and look at what this river actually does. The St. Lawrence carries water from the entire Great Lakes system toward the Atlantic Ocean. The Thousand Islands sit right at the point where Lake Ontario narrows into the river, making this region the natural gateway between the interior of the continent and the sea. Every ship that ever moved between the Great Lakes and the Atlantic passed through here. Every army, every fur trader, every immigrant. This river is the hinge of a continent. Fact 5. The Thousand Islands Bridge turned the region into a border crossing. The Thousand Islands Bridge system, which connects northern New York with Ontario, transformed the region from a scenic river maze into a major international crossing point. Before the bridge, getting between the two countries in this area meant a boat. After the bridge, it became one of the primary land crossings between the U.S. and Canada. That infrastructure changed the character of the region permanently, turning a remote island chain into a functioning international gateway. Fact 4. Many islands are accessible only by boat. Despite the bridge, despite the roads, despite the tourism infrastructure, a huge portion of the Thousand Islands is still only reachable by water. No roads, no bridges, no ferry service, just a boat, a paddle, and the river. That inaccessibility is part of what keeps the region feeling wild and mysterious. There are places out there in that island chain that most people will never see, not because they're hidden, but because getting there requires effort that most visitors never make. Fact 3. The region is full of private islands, and many of those hard-to-reach islands are privately owned. The Thousand Islands are not just parkland and tourist attractions, they are a neighborhood scattered across the water. Private cottages, historic homes, boathouses, and estates are tucked into the river on islands that belong to families, some of whom have owned them for generations. It creates this surreal feeling of a community that exists entirely on the water, where your neighbor is a quarter-mile away and the only road between you is the river itself. Fact 2. It looks like a fairy tale, but it has a dark underwater history. Here is the contrast that defines the Thousand Islands. Above the waterline, castles, cottages, kayakers, glittering islands, summer light on granite. Below the waterline, 1,800 shipwrecks, military routes, dangerous currents, and centuries of river traffic that didn't always end well. The beauty is real, the darkness is real, and they exist in the same place, separated only by the surface of the water. That is what makes the Thousand Islands feel genuinely unreal. It is two completely different worlds stacked on top of each other. Fact 1. The Thousand Islands are not just islands. They're a drowned mountain world. Here's the full picture. The Thousand Islands are not simply a pretty stretch of river. They are an ancient granite mountain range, partially swallowed by the St. Lawrence. They are a borderland between two countries, a shipwreck zone with 1,800 vessels on the bottom, a wildlife corridor connecting two of North America's oldest geological formations, a Gilded Age playground for America's wealthiest families, a UNESCO biosphere, a military highway, a homeland, and a river gateway into the heart of a continent. Most people only ever see the surface. Now you know what's underneath it. From ancient drowned mountains to secret castle passageways, from 1,800 shipwrecks to the world's most famous salad dressing. The Thousand Islands are unlike anywhere else on Earth. If you enjoyed this journey through the real Thousand Islands, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment with the most surprising fact you learned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.